Hi and welcome to another video. In this video we're talking about the plans for a house. Where do you get them? How much do they cost? Is it difficult? Can you have a 3D model? All these things to consider. So let's have a look a bit deeper. In Russia this is called a project, or project in English, and no house should be built without one of these. If you do, you're a fool, because the builders will build what they want, not what you want. You really have to get a plan made up by an architect like this guy here. So we're back onto Avito, as you can see up here. I hope my mouse is showing this time. And we're looking for Plan Doma. And if you look in here, you can come onto the map here, Carter, and you can find an architect in your area. You can click on them and bring all kinds of adverts. So let's see what's available here. So here's one. There's actually loads of these. There's millions. They've all got their advert. We'll just go for the first one because it's got a nice pretty picture on it. So Проект, каркасный дом, which is what we're building. This is exactly what I did. And you can see here, there's his name, and you can write to him, or you get his phone number up, and this is some of the work that he does. You can see a каркасный дом, a carcass, or you'd call it in American a stick house, in Europe a frame house, and you can see it's on piles. And you can see he's got a nice pretty pictures there, and that's what the finish looks like when it's done. Some examples of his work, and this is the kind of thing you're after. Normally they give you in a PDF file and a 3D model as well. So this is what you receive when you've gone through your plan and you've made it up. Your architect will ask you certain questions about the plan, how many rooms it needs and whatever, and what I did, I found a picture on the internet, and I showed him that's what I wanted. I showed him the dimensions I wanted, and then they made the plan up for me that way. And this is what you get. You get all these files here. All these files need to go to your builders so that they can get the materials. Some of them are listing all the materials, the sizes and whatever, and some of it's the actual building plans. The AP is the facade. It just shows the base details, and the KP is the construction plan, which is the real one the builders will be using to build the plan. I'm showing you here the AP plan, which is the architectural plan, and it gives you a basic facade, shows you what you're actually going to get when you built the place. The details are very brief. It doesn't give you many dimensions other than the overall dimensions. You can see what it's showing you here, very little, just basic dimensions of what you're going to get. So this is the plan montage, which is really the plan that the builders will need. It's got a list of all the things. So this is really an important one that has to be very detailed, and you can see it's got the floor plan there, and the plan for the foundation, pile foundation, which I'm going to do. The Abaska, all the details, how it's built, and you can really zoom in and see all the fine details of how it's done and all the dimensions exactly. So that's what you get, and additionally to that, you should be getting a 3D picture of each part of the plan, and you go through and you can see all the bits and where it all fits together. There's a wall, and you can see this wall here with a window. You can see all the dimensions, and on the plan it's marked there. A good tip is when you print this out, you can either get it printed in big A3, or I print it in A4 because I'm building it myself. I don't need the A3. But if I was getting builders to do it, I would go through and I would highlight that bit there, so it's easy to see that is exactly where that wall's going to go. So there's no mistakes, and there's a 3D model of that wall. If you're getting a plan, even if it's by builders and they're doing the whole thing for you and they're just showing you a model, you certainly want to see the plan. You want to see what they're actually building and check that they've got the diagonal braces in and whatever, so that when they're building it you can check on that. You can see, you don't need to be an architect or a builder. You can see if there's a diagonal brace on that 3D model and there's not one in the actual building, that there's a problem. You can compare it, and the same with a 3D model. You can go and compare and see what they're doing. It's vital that all these details are in there, so that there's no mistakes and there's no errors. If it's a very basic plan and there's none of these details in there, the builders have got to guess what is standard and where it's going to go, and the chances are it won't be done correctly. If it's not done correctly, there's all kinds of problems like materials being wasted. If your floor plan is not correct and you're having plywood put down, and the floor plan is arranged so that the plywood is not cut, it's put straight onto the floor. If it's not done correctly, then it won't fit, and so you're wasting material by cutting it, and time as well. So this is a typical 3D model of a frame house. As you can see, I've got it modelled in Revit here, but they've all got their own ways of giving you 3D models, whether it be an STL file or something. Well, this is what I did. I've got the original architect drawing, and I did it myself in Revit because I wanted to, for my own reasons. There's certain things I wanted to change, add, delete, but that's what you get. It gives you all the details, so you can look underneath and see how the frame works and what have you. And that's a typical 3D drawing. This is the original architect's plan 3D view, and I'm using a free online STL viewer to view it, because I have got an STL viewer but it won't record when I'm doing screen recording for some reason. But this is his version of it, and you can see, you can zoom in right in and see exactly what you're going to get. If you look, if you were building this place yourself and you wanted to, you could come in and see exactly where the diagonal braces go in, so you can come in, see this wall, a bit difficult to control. So if you are coming and seeing what work has been done, you want to see this wall here, you can come in, you compare, you can say, well, you know, why this diagonal brace not in? You don't need to be an architect or anything to see that that's in there or missing. It's an excellent way of doing things, and you can see the pile foundations and the supports. You can get a good view here. You can see the supports coming in. See if I can get. You can see the roof, how it's been built. And you can go and check on all this while the building, you know. You really need to keep an eye on your builders and see if they're doing it per plan. So I wanted to show you one of the sites that you can use to get plans, and there's actually loads of them, but this is a good one, Rplans. And you can see on here they've got pre-made plans, which works out a lot cheaper than having an architect make it, and you can have a look through and see what you like. You know, you can pick on anyone. These are the prices for the full plan, so you can say you want let's have a look, page 2, what they've got. You could have a look through here and say you wanted that thing there, and you can see all of it. The price there listed is for the whole project, including the 3D model and all the rest of it, and you can see it's all listed in there, what they actually gave the architectural plan and the plan massage, all the rest of it, and they give you pictures of what you're going to get, and they show you a basic plan of the actual floor plan of what that building is. And it's an excellent way of doing things because it's pre-made. You're not visiting architects, and if you buy it from here, I think they deliver it to you electronically within like 48 hours. It's like super fast, or even 24 hours, and they can courier it to you, the whole plan printed and everything, for a bit extra money. So it's worth looking into if you're not into architects and what have you. So this has only been a short overview of plans and the types of things you can do and where you can get them from. They can be very expensive and they can be very cheap depending on who you're using and where you're using. So if you enjoyed this video, if you found it useful, give us a thumbs up and like, and see us on our Telegram chat, which is Russia Expat Info.